It's a substantial offer. I won't get into the details of it, but it is a substantial offer. It's obviously reflective of how the state views the case. So it's something that I have to discuss further with my client. He has to weigh his options, and we'll see whether this resolves or not.
Do you have any inkling on which way he's leaning, whether he wants to go to trial or not?
Well, one thing I could tell you generally on murder cases, a lot of times these cases involve potentially the rest of someone's life in jail. And you know, the way I view these, I try and resolve them in a way where my client has a shot to walk out of jail at some point. You know, if the offer guarantees the rest of someone's life in jail, what's the incentive to plea? So, but every case is different, and ultimately the decision is up to the accused whether to take a deal, and we'll see whether this resolves.
Has there been any discussion about a possible psychiatric defense or any exploration of that thus far?
Yep, that is something that we're exploring. That is something that's definitely a real possibility based on the facts as we know them. So we are consulting with appropriate experts and considering that.
After a number of continuances, the defense attorney was ready to talk about how to resolve the case. The state's attorney did make an offer this morning to resolve the case, which is a significant one for the charges that the defendant is facing. The family certainly is still grieving these many months after this incident occurred. It's still a terrible incident, but the defendant and the defense team now has the opportunity to speak to their client to see if he wants to resolve this case short of trial.
Does the family have a preference?
The family's position is that given this terrible incident, that the accused should honestly never leave jail. I mean, he killed their mother, their grandmother, their loved one, and that family was so close knit and so strong that such a terrible incident on video during the middle of the day should have severe consequences.
I know you can't tell us the deal specifically. Do you believe the amount of time in it is severe consequence? Does that amount of time fit?
It fits the crime, it fits the facts of the case, and I'll bring the offer to my clients, the family. My belief is that they will also agree that it's sufficient for this offense, and it will be sufficient enough so that it delivers a message that you cannot do this. Whether it's your mother-in-law, your grandmother, whoever it is, you can't do this to another human being, no matter the relation.
You're usually on the other side as a defense attorney. What would you be telling your client in a case like this?
If I was representing the accused in this case, you have to weigh the evidence, you have to weigh the offer, and weigh what the maximum penalty is at trial if that person were to decide to go to trial. You weigh the positives and negatives of trial, the goods and the bads, and the risks that are involved in going to trial.
Has there been any discussion about a possible EED or insanity defense?
I have not heard anything on that. There were no discussions today on that. Of course, the defense certainly has the ability to do that if it so chose. But the discussions today were based upon the facts of the case and what the prosecution strategy is, as well as the defense strategy.